let's say that somebody was coming into our church and they're black, and would they be eligible for membership in our church? Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally in our church? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy, they look like Satan in how they act. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them. Black culture. So when we make this generalization, one of the purposes of it, one of the points of utility for it, is for black people who do not embody that culture to repudiate it, hate it, and also for policymakers to make the kind of political movements and in terms of law and order that would usher in the change over time of that culture. One of them would be something like, I tweeted about this, the law of Moses in Deuteronomy 21 concerning a rebellious child. If 5 to 6% of black, I think it's something like 5% of black males are murderers.
Yeah, 5% of young Africans are committing the bulk of the murders.
So if you had 100 black men in a room, even just, I think specifically, if you had 100 black men in a room, 5 of them would have committed murder, which is a lot, quite a few.
As Matt Walsh pointed out, the actual number of blacks who are committing murder is more than whites. And whites are significantly greater.
60% compared to 13% of
the population. Yeah.
So if you take that, and then you took a law like Deuteronomy 21, which is a just law that God enacted through Moses. The law was that if you had a rebellious son, you have a child they're coming up into their manhood and they're rebellious, they don't listen. He lists some characteristics, and even though they're disciplined, they will not turn. He says the fathers to bring them out into the town square. This is a rebellious son, and then they stone him to death. They kill him.
And an armed robber would certainly be one of those.
Oh, absolutely. Armed robber, all the ghetto culture.
Violent crime.
Basically, take ghetto culture, it would describe this to a T. If you did that over 3 generations, how much violent crime would you have in the 3rd and 4th generation? Much, much less. What we've done instead is we've actually, with unjust weights and measures, we have wildly penalized whites for even virtuous acts in lawfare. And we have done everything because liberals have appointed blacks to positions of power.
Like we were talking about earlier, the projecting. White people didn't even consider us human, 3/5 human. That was never our problem. Our main problem is why we considered them human in the first place. If anybody 3/5, look at that behavior. Who eat people? Who would feed a baby to an alligator? Who would do that? Who would exterminate buffalo just so people wouldn't have nothing to eat, wouldn't have a source of food, just to punish people? Who would give people disease-ridden blankets? Who would do this? Who would create black codes? If you walking along the train line, you going to prison. Vagrancy laws. Same thing they doing now. Our issue isn't our humanity. Our issue is trying to prove our humanity to people who don't behave in a humane way.
Joe Rogan Experience.
What we have to realize is that we're Americans. We're deeply selfish monsters that have been bred to destroy all life on Earth. We have to not lose sight of that message. We're here to fuck things up for everyone else, not each other. And that's what we had in the 80s and the 90s. We had a commitment to apathy while our leaders ran around pillaging the earth. And we made great movies and great art, and it was fine. Yes, people got killed, but people always get killed. But now we're at war with each other. We should just be enjoying the spoils of the end of the empire. Truly. We should be enjoying so many people got killed, murdered, tortured, maimed for us to have all the nice things we have. Do you know how insane it is to not enjoy it? Do you know how crazy it is to not enjoy a McMansion, a flat screen TV, a McFlurry? You know how much blood is in the street for those things? And people act like they don't even matter. And they're fighting about all this bullshit. It's crazy. Anyway, that's the truth. That's the real truth. Nobody wants to hear it, but that is the truth. We have a lot of these things are nice, but some of them are ill-gotten gains. Fine. You know, not everybody picking tomatoes is happy about it. But have you ever had a good, like a nice Jersey thick beefsteak tomato? It's good. Imagine having one and then fighting with someone about something. It's stupid.
Hey, Shalom Akim. Shalom, Shalom. Alright, this is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. Alright, let's get this real quick. And before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, V'chak Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, is laboring in the word, and is pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, is remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. Alright, I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. So, you listen to that one particular pastor, alright, and interesting, you know, I listened to the many elders, the brothers that jumped on this subject. Alright, these so-called Christians, they never want to touch the Old Testament laws and nothing like that, man, until it's time to accuse you jakes, man. Until it's time to accuse you. Now you heard all the BS statistics that they brought out. You know what I'm saying? And what happened? Okay. The truth is still coming out. You see what I'm saying? The truth is still out here, man. You can't hide what you've done. Alright, because if y'all are so squeaky clean, why is it that your President Trump is going around the whole country trying to cover up the tracks? You know what I'm saying? Why is he doing that? So, with that, you know what I'm saying, I put a couple more videos, you know what I'm saying, to counteract that. Alright? Because this is the based man. Esau Edom is the based man. Okay, you've gone around doing your dirt, and then you play the whole game of projection. You know what I'm saying? You like to project, and you like to pretend like you haven't done anything wrong. All right? And you lack accountability. You see what I'm saying? This is Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 1. It reads, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." Right? You know what I'm saying? Your time is coming, Edom. Your time is coming where you're going to be able to taste, you're going to be forced to taste of what you gave out. You see what I'm saying? And I love that last video where the guy was being interviewed by Joe Rogan, and he tells it straight up, man. We've done the dirt. You know what I'm saying? We raped, we robbed, we pillaged. You see what I'm saying? We murdered. We took lives. All right. We absolutely destroyed entire cultures. You see? All of what you see America built on, it's not built on anything righteous, man. It's not. You see? And that's why it's going to come down in terrible fashion. You know what I'm saying? Terrible fashion. Let me go to the book of Micah. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields, and they take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." See what I'm saying? What they've done, first and foremost, to the Lord's children. All right, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, man. All right, what they've done, they're gonna pay dearly for that. And now that they've taken their bullshit, you know what I'm saying, they've taken it abroad. All right, and it can be streamlined on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? TikTok Live, Facebook Live, Instagram Live. You know what I'm saying? And people are, you know, showcasing your wickedness. All right, for the world to see. So there's no hiding anymore, Edom. You see what I'm saying? It's time for your nakedness to be exposed, man. All right, because y'all have gone around the world doing all this bullshit, and then you turn around and you say that you haven't done anything wrong. See? Let's go to Zechariah. This is Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 4. It says, Thus saith the Lord my power. Feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. They hold themselves not guilty. You see what I'm saying? This is what the base man would do. This is what a wicked man would do. This is what a fugitive and a vagabond would do. He would do all of this wickedness, and then he would turn around and he would hide his tracks, and he would gaslight the world, and he would tell the world that he's done nothing wrong. You see what I'm saying? All this garbage, pseudoscience, and this fake these fake statistics that they be throwing out. You see what I'm saying? Y'all are 13% of the population, but you commit 50% of crimes. You see what I'm saying? But what does the actual statistics say? Despite making up 28% of the US population, FBI data shows that so-called white men, Edomite men, are 55% of kidnappers, 56% of rapists, 58% of mass pewers, 59% of kiddie porn arrests, 62% of statutory rapists, all right, PDF files, 63% of prostitution solicitors, 68% of 1934 NFA offenders, 75% of incest perpetrators. All right? And this is from Rebecca Jones. All right, Rebecca Jones had taken the liberty to get this information and put it on X before Elon Musk removed her post without any explanation. See what I'm saying? Why? Because your wickedness is being exposed, man. And all of this is going to come back on you. Let's go to Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 49. All right? Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 12. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken." All right? It wasn't for us to drink of the cup of slavery. It wasn't for us to drink of the cup of being, being in persecution and all this captivity. It wasn't for us to drink this cup, but we've drunken it. You see what I'm saying? We've drunken the bitterness of it. We've dealt with the pain of having to go through these things, man. But guess what? And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. You see what I'm saying? You want to talk about what so-called black men have done. The things that so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians have done cannot even come close to scratching the surface of what you Edomites have done. What you've done worldwide. You see what I'm saying? You Edomites don't know what peace looks like. Alright? You don't know peace. You're incapable of being peaceful. This is your America. This is your America. All right? The United States have been at war for most of its existence, with estimates suggesting that it has been involved in conflicts for over 90% of its history, and roughly 225 out of 243 years since 1776. This includes formally declared wars, but also covers numerous conflicts, interventions, and extended periods of military engagements. And right now, you Edomites are conducting war with Venezuela. Right now, you Edomites are about to conduct war with Russia. Right now, you're about to go to war with China. You Edomites don't know peace. And under your rule, this planet has not known peace. The scriptures say, that there was given in your hands a great sword to take peace from the earth, man. And you have taken peace from the earth. All right? You've taken peace from the earth. And now, when it's at the end, and the Lord is about to visit y'all, you see what I'm saying? The Lord is coming back to kick some ass. Right? Now you're trying to hide your past. Now you're trying to paint the picture of you've done nothing wrong and you've been squeaky clean. You know what I'm saying? You're an angel, and the world's problems is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man. The Israelites. It's the Israelites. They're the problems. They're the ones that's causing all the issues around the world. You see what I'm saying? While the world is actively looking and watching you committing mass genocide. You see what I'm saying? The world is watching you Edomites do this. You see what I'm saying? Beginning with the Amalekites, the so-called JOOs, man. The tiny tops. So it's a shameful spewing that's on your glory, man. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to play the game of pointing the finger at Jake. All right, that's not going to play. That's not going to cut it. All right? It's not going to cut it, man. Let me get this here in Isaiah chapter 32. This is Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 5. It says, "The vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail." You see what I'm saying? And here we are, the hopeful elect. We're just sitting back and we laughing at your ass, man. You see what I'm saying? We laughing at you, man. We laughing at how desperate you're behaving. You know what I'm saying? Laughing at how much of a hypocrite you are. Here it is, you've done so much around the world, and now you can just point the camera at Jake, you know what I'm saying, and pretend like we're the cause of all your problems, man. We didn't pollute the air. You see what I'm saying? Niggas out here sagging their pants are not the reason why there's oil spills in the ocean. You see what I'm saying? These women out here twerking is not the reason why there's so much space junk up in the atmosphere. Alright? Keisha with her bonnets on is not the reason why you can't afford your groceries. You see? So the world is about to witness your kingdom, your empire go down, man. All right? Once and for all. Once and for all, man. Simple as that. So I'm going to cut that there. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Wakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and from our ground in this truth under. All right, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.